Master the pause is the skill that separates control from chaos. Most people live inside reaction, moving from one impulse to the next without space to think. They speak as soon as they feel, act as soon as they are provoked, decide as soon as pressure appears. This constant immediacy feels natural, but it quietly removes choice. When there is no pause, there is no control. The pause is the moment between stimulus and response. It is short, often uncomfortable, and easy to ignore. But inside that moment lives clarity. Without it, behavior is automatic. Automatic behavior belongs to habit, emotion, and environment. With the pause, behavior becomes intentional. Life constantly applies pressure. Opinions, criticism, stress, temptation, urgency, all arrive uninvited. The untrained mind reacts instantly. The trained mind pauses. That pause does not mean hesitation or weakness. It means assessment. It means you are deciding instead of being pushed. Most mistakes are not caused by lack of intelligence. They are caused by lack of pause. Words spoken too quickly. Decisions made too emotionally. Actions taken without seeing the full picture. A pause would have changed the outcome, but the moment passed too fast. The pause slows time. Not externally, but internally. When everything feels urgent, the pause restores perspective. You realize not everything requires a response. Not everything deserves energy. Not everything is as serious as it feels in the moment. Emotions surge quickly. Anger rises fast. Fear tightens the body. Desire pulls attention. The pause allows emotion to peak and fall without being obeyed. Emotion is temporary. Decisions are permanent. The pause protects you from confusing the two. Mastering the pause requires awareness. You must notice the impulse before it becomes action. This awareness is not automatic. It is trained through repetition. The first few times, the pause feels forced. Over time, it becomes natural. The pause is especially powerful in conflict. When provoked, reaction feels justified. Speaking back feels like strength. In reality, restraint creates leverage. Silence disrupts expectation. Calm unsettles aggression. The pause gives you control of timing, and timing often decides the outcome. In high-pressure environments, the pause becomes a competitive advantage. While others rush, you observe. While others panic, you assess. This calm creates better decisions. Better decisions compound. The pause is not passive. It is active restraint. It is choosing to hold energy instead of releasing it impulsively. Energy preserved can be directed. Energy wasted is gone. Many people fear the pause because it creates discomfort. Sitting with emotion without acting feels unnatural. The mind wants relief. Reaction offers relief. The pause offers growth. Growth often feels uncomfortable before it feels empowering. The pause creates space for values to speak. Without it, values are overridden by impulse. With it, you remember who you are and what you stand for. Identity becomes the guide instead of emotion. In communication, the pause prevents damage. A moment of silence before speaking can change tone, wording, and impact. Words chosen in calm carry weight. Words chosen in emotion carry regret. The pause also protects focus. Distractions demand immediate attention. Notifications, noise, interruptions, all seek reaction. Pausing before engaging allows you to decide if something aligns with your priorities. Attention once spent cannot be recovered. Mastering the pause strengthens discipline. Discipline is not about forcing action. It is about choosing action deliberately. The pause is where that choice happens. Over time, the pause reshapes identity. You become someone who is not easily shaken. This stability becomes visible to others. People trust those who do not react emotionally. Influence grows quietly. The pause also reveals patterns. When you pause, you start noticing what triggers you repeatedly. Certain words, situations, or people provoke the same response. Awareness of patterns allows preparation. Preparation reduces reaction. In moments of temptation, the pause interrupts impulse. Desire loses power when delayed. What feels irresistible often weakens after a short pause. This delay protects long-term goals from short-term urges. The pause trains patience. Patience is not waiting passively. It is the ability to remain steady without immediate reward. This steadiness is rare. Rarity creates advantage. In leadership, the pause signals confidence. Leaders who react impulsively create instability. Leaders who pause project certainty. Even when they do not have all the answers, their composure builds trust. The pause is also a form of respect. It shows you are considering the situation fully instead of dismissing it with a reflex. Thoughtful responses carry authority. Internally, the pause calms the nervous system. Reaction keeps the body in a state of alert. Pausing lowers intensity. Lower intensity improves thinking. Clear thinking improves outcomes. Many people confuse speed with effectiveness. Fast reactions feel productive, but they often create more work later. The pause prevents unnecessary damage that requires future repair. The pause does not eliminate mistakes, but it reduces their severity. Small corrections early prevent large consequences later. This is the quiet power of restraint. Mastering the pause requires practice in small moments. Waiting before replying to a message. Breathing before responding to criticism. Sitting with discomfort before seeking escape. These moments train the skill for larger challenges. Without the pause, life feels like constant reaction. With the pause, life feels directed. Direction reduces anxiety. Anxiety often comes from feeling out of control. The pause also sharpens intuition. When noise is reduced, subtle signals become clearer. You notice details you would have missed while reacting. In competitive environments, the pause creates unpredictability. Opponents expect reaction. When it doesn't come, they reveal more. Silence invites information. Information creates advantage. The pause teaches restraint without suppression. You acknowledge emotion without being ruled by it. This balance creates maturity. Over time, mastering the pause builds self-respect. You see yourself choosing wisely under pressure. This reinforces confidence that does not depend on external validation. The pause is a skill that compounds. Each moment of restraint strengthens the next. Each time you choose not to react, you make future restraint easier. Without the pause, you live at the mercy of circumstance. With it, you regain authorship over your actions. The pause is where power collects. The pause is where intention overrides impulse. The pause is where control replaces chaos. The pause is not empty, it is full of choice.